this one. Yeah. Hi, I'm Mary Polchaninoff, and welcome to Sure Things. My initial goal in starting this whole broadcast, way back when, was to make sure I could bring to you, the viewers, all the resources and wonderful things available on the shoreline. And today I'm very proud to bring you this organization. I'd like to welcome Nancy Morin. Hi, Nance.
Hi,
Nance is the incoming president of the Old Saybrook Rotary. So welcome, Nance. I'm very excited to have you.
I'm excited to be here, Mary.
Yeah. I didn't know, really, to be honest with you, I did look up the Rotary, but before I joined, I didn't know quite a bit about it. But I'm very curious to hear your side, too. How did you get motivated to be involved in the Rotary?
Same as you. I had no idea what the Rotary was. After resigning from my teaching career, I started my own business, but there was just something else I wanted to do. And I wanted to make a difference. And I didn't know how I was going to do that, what I was going to do. And I was introduced to the Rotary. I was invited to a meeting and had no idea, again, what the Rotary was. And I was so fascinated with the ideas that were coming up, what they were talking about, the giving back to the community. It was just like, wow, this is exactly what I'm looking for. And that's how it began. That
is so interesting, because that's how I felt my first meeting. And I know for me it's only been a couple of months. But you know, sitting in and listening to everything that the Rotary is involved in and takes part of and contributes to, I was so impressed. And so it's also a very lively group. I have to say, the meetings, it's very lively.
The fellowship is wonderful. You join Rotary, you join a family. And there's a lot of good things out there. We do a lot in the community, working with the community, and also doing these service projects that make a difference.
Right. So how do you interact with businesses and organizations within the community? How does that work?
Well, first of all, if there's a need in the community, that comes through us. Oftentimes they'll ask to be a speaker. At every meeting that we have a speaker. They speak for 20 minutes. And they might talk about their organization or their need in their community, whatever it might be. And from there we evaluate together as a club. And other than that, we bring in people from the community, like archaeologists. My husband came in one time and spoke.
Is that his background?
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
And just different interesting things to the community. But we connect with the Chamber of Commerce on many events. Right now we're leading up to some summer concerts, and that's through the town, the Parks and Rec. They find us, we find them.
So someone can kind of approach the Rotary if their organization has a need, and they can speak about it, and then the Rotary evaluates whether they can contribute.
Yes, they'll come and speak, and they will then fill out a form. We have an outreach form, and they'll explain their need. That goes to the board. The board takes a look at it, and then it's given to the club, and the club has the final say.
So I know in the Rotary there's the four-way test, and I wondered if you could explain the components of that and a little bit of the reasoning behind that, or the philosophy behind that four-way test, because I know you start each meeting with that.
Sure. This is something that we start every meeting off with, because it's a code that we live by. It's what we think, what we say, and what we do. So when we are communicating within the group, or we're doing something, we go by this. It's a little code. So the four-way test is: 1, is it the truth? 2, is it
fair?
Is it fair to all concerned? 3, is it beneficial? And 4, will it build goodwill?
Excellent. So it almost feels like a philosophy behind a decision, any decision you make, and definitely your mode of, operating.
Sure. We will question sometimes, does this benefit all concerned? Yes. Or, parts of it. And that's when we come to the, okay, we can support this or we cannot support this.
I'm curious, how many members do you have in Old Saybrook?
In Old Saybrook, we have 44 members. We have 15 new members this past year come on board. So that has been very, very exciting. It's a growing group. Going back to the history of the Rotary, it was all men at the very beginning. And it is really awesome to see that it's really evened out over the years.
I noticed that. And we talked about the history, I did look that up with
yes.
Paul Harris back in
Paul Harris was a lawyer who started this in 1905. Wow. With 3 other gentlemen, and the whole idea behind all this was to share ideas and for fellowship. So what happened at this point, they decided to meet once a week, and they would rotate to each of their businesses. Therefore,
that's how it came
the word, the club name Rotary came about through the rotation.
Yes. I didn't know that. When you go to other, I know you're in Old Saybrook, when you go to other meetings, this is all nonprofit, beneficial. When you go to other meetings, are they pretty similar?
Yes. I mean, every meeting has its own flavor, but pretty much we start off the same way. It may be the Pledge of Allegiance, it may be a moment of silence or a reflection, and then it's the 4-way test. We also pass around the bucket. We call it the Happy Bucks.
Is that, so I wanted to ask you, is that usual for?
Yes, it is.
Oh, it is. I love that part.
So the Happy Bucks is everyone puts in $1 or more, however they're feeling, however happy they are that day. And it could be just for the weather, it could be like, oh, Mary, our new member is here today, or it could be an anniversary, something that they want to announce, or an event that's coming up, or an event that we just had, and we're just so happy and proud that we did such a great job.
And then that money goes in the bucket, and that goes towards?
That money goes into the bucket, and that goes right towards everything else that we give back to our communities.
Your website is pretty thorough as well. I'm hoping we can pull up the website for people can see some of the things that you do, and your calendar of events are on there as well. Now this is also, so hopefully we can pull that up. This is also an international organization, correct?
Definitely, definitely. So when this all started back in 1905, it grew pretty drastically. And it started branching off into other states and countries, and right now we are 1.4 million Rotarians.
1.4.
33,000 clubs in over 200 countries.
Wow.
So it's truly international. So we're not just thinking of projects, local, but we also do global projects as well.
Yeah. Have you been to any of the other countries?
I have not,
no.
But other people within the club have gone and worked on projects.
That's amazing.
Yes, we get a lot of pictures from what we've done. Excuse me.
Sure, sure. And the other thing I wondered about too, because I found it interesting, were the flags. So I gather that if you go visit a country, or you bring your flag and you bring back a flag.
Yes, every club has their own flag.
Okay.
And during the summer now, we're encouraging people, don't miss your meeting. You can go to a meeting in the country you're going to, or the other state that you're going to, and you're provided a flag. So when you get to the meeting, it's a little interaction of flags.
Oh, that's
And then they bring it back. So right now, I honestly don't know. It's probably over 400 flags that we have collected throughout the years. And
that's amazing.
Yes, we have them all on, banners that we hang around the room. It is quite amazing.
Wow, that is amazing that it's such a far-reaching organization. I had a friend, I have a friend who lives in Australia, and last time she was up, maybe it was a year ago, she had a sister city up in New Hampshire, and we met halfway so they could exchange flags. It was really very special.
That is nice.
It was. What types of, when we talk international, what types of events or items or causes has the Rotary been involved with internationally?
Well, we have participated in giving money to, I think it was Ghana, for the illiteracy program, so that we could provide libraries, small satellite libraries, and we work with other communities as well, other Rotaries. So we're part of it, and then the other part is another Rotary, and so we all give together.
You all get together with that, because I know you had the well, the well.
And then we just did a well as well.
Yeah.
And these people would be going to get their water, walking 4 or 5 miles with buckets on their head, getting to the part of the road that was dirty water. And they would take, that was the only water they would find. They would take that water back to their little huts, and they would boil it and hopefully get rid of the contaminants. And of course it wouldn't help. Many would die early, a lot of infections and whatnot. So by building a well, it was the first time ever these communities were getting fresh, clean water.
Oh, that's amazing.
And so that's one well, but there are, like I said, other Rotaries that have done wells as well, also.
In addition,
And it's just a beautiful thing.
That's amazing. Okay. Well, we have a lot more to cover. When we come back, we'll talk about some of the education that the Rotary does, as well as some of the upcoming events. Be right back.
Supply chain problems, shipping delays, and inflation can make it even tougher to create and stick to a budget during the holidays. This means that planning ahead and knowing your spending limits are more important than ever before. Whatever you do, don't panic buy. It's never a good idea to pay more for an item than what it's worth just because it's in short supply. Before planning gifts and parties, take a look at how much you owe, including interest. Make a list of any regular expenses you need to address. Set up a separate holiday budget, dividing all holiday-related expenses into categories. That way, if you are over budget, it'll be easier to modify your lists. And speaking of lists, a detailed shopping list can be a huge help when working with a specific holiday budget. Write down each individual you plan to buy a gift for and a price range by their name, along with a few gift ideas. Now, one of Better Business Bureau's most essential tips is to keep track of your spending. That way, you'll know how much money you have left to spend, when it's okay to splurge, and when you're approaching your holiday budget. Happy shopping.
Hi, welcome back to Sure Things. I'm here today with Nancy Morin, incoming president of the Old Saybrook Rotary. With so much to cover. Could you share with us a bit, Nancy, about how the Rotary supports the youth?
Sure. There's many things that we do along that line. One of the things that we do is the student dictionary that we give out to every third grader in our towns. Now, Old Saybrook Rotary includes Lyme, Old Saybrook, and Westbrook. So every third grader gets a dictionary in the fall. And in the beginning, when I was given this position of distributing the dictionaries, I thought, well, with all the computers out there.
I was going to ask that,
like,
Nancy.
I mean, a dictionary. And so Charlie Noyes, who started this whole program here in Old Saybrook, said, Nancy, you'll understand the first day you go. So I went to deliver the books with other Rotarians, and what we found was they were so excited about this book that maybe their sister or their brother had received one in years past. Some, even their mom or dad had received one. But this dictionary, the first 2/3 is made up of your words. And then the last third of the dictionary is everything that the third graders are doing in their curriculum, from presidents to countries.
Oh, I see. I didn't realize
to, it's just a wealth of information.
About the states,
Math, sign language in the back. And then I love this one. I don't know if they can pick it up. The world's largest word. Longest word.
The longest word in the English
And Mary,
language.
how many letters do you think are in this?
I saw it, so it looks like quite a few. 310.
1,909.
Oh, no, in a word.
The kids go hysterical over this.
Great.
They all want to stand there. They all want to talk about it. You know, try to pronunciate it. It's
That's wonderful.
But we get beautiful, beautiful thank you notes from the kids afterward. And they're all asking if we can come back again. So beautiful. So that's one of them. Then in the middle school, it is the DARE program. And we get to the high school, we have Interact. Interact is like a junior Rotary. They do pretty much the same thing what we're doing. reaching out to the community and making a difference. And we do work together from time to time. We have a student of the month that we recognize every month. One student from a subject area is chosen from each of the school systems, and we have a celebration at the point where we honor them. They bring their family, their administrator, and their teachers. The administrator and teacher gets up there, highlights everything about them in their subject area and their personal level. You just walk away from that, Mary, just thinking like, you know, how can this be?
The ones
that are beautiful.
They are. The ones I've attended, each time I'm so surprised about how emotional it gets.
Yes.
And you can't help, as you said, but to sit back and look at that and say, wow, our future leaders of America.
To be so proud of our students.
It's amazing, amazing to hear their stories.
So they get a little stipend for their achievement on the award. A certificate as well, and also a $50 donation to Polio Plus. One of our biggest initiatives in Rotary is to eradicate polio forever. We are so close to it, but there are some countries that are hard to get to. We are working on it now, but you know, hopefully we will get there. So it's so nice to have that dedicated in their name. And then we just gave out $35,000 worth in scholarships.
$35,000.
And we're so proud of that. That comes from all the fundraising that we do.
So so do you have a scholarship? Do you have a competition? Do they write in? Do they, how does that even work?
It's based on need.
Yep.
And this application that they fill out.
They do, okay.
And their service to the community as well.
Do you know if any of those students come on to be Rotarians? I'm just curious.
This is our goal, to keep it track and try to encourage that as well. Yes.
Okay. I can see how important that is. So that's quite a bit with the young people.
Yes.
And when you mention the group at the high school,
the Interact group.
The Interact group. Do they ever then come in and join any of us at the Rotary meetings?
Well, we provide them a lot of leadership opportunities.
Okay. Yeah.
It's called RILA, the program, and they go to leadership conferences. They compete on different things about, okay, what's this service project that I want to do? And they're working with someone else from other schools, so they're collaborating like we do when we're having our own meetings at our clubs.
So amazing. And
right now we have 3 students going out to Wisconsin. They'll be flying out soon to the World's Affair Conference.
Wow.
And they will be presented with real life world issues.
Challenges.
To be able to figure out some solutions to.
Wow, and that happens once a year?
Yes, and now all of this, the students will come back and then report back to the Rotary.
That is awesome.
So that's to come soon.
That's wonderful. What an opportunity for the student leaders.
It's a beautiful opportunity.
And that collaboration, it just reminds me, it goes back to the whole beginning of it.
Yeah.
So we're in June now. So what type? I know the auction was amazing that you had. What upcoming events do you have going on for the Rotary?
Well, we're going to be doing the street fair at the end of June, and that's one they close off the street on Main Street. Yes, that's a community event where everybody comes together, build friendships and bonds and whatnot through this work. There'll be clowns there. There'll be lots of things for the kids. There'll be music. Lots of things for the adults. It's just a great. Will be the 2nd year. Then one of our biggest fundraisers is our golf tournament that's coming up on September 9th. It's our 30th annual Brent Taylor Golf Tournament. Now we're expecting about 100 people.
Wow.
And
where do they play that? Where do they host
That's
that?
at Fox Hop Yard.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can go online, you can purchase your tickets for that. Great event, lunch, a great raffle, lots of prizes, and also a nice dinner that goes along with that. So it's just a day, great for golfers.
And what I've heard about it, it does sound like it's not too intimidating. It sounds like they have some fun things thrown in there. As far as I'm not a very good golfer.
Yes.
So
anybody, anybody can join. Yes.
Right.
So purchase your tickets ahead of time so it doesn't close out on you,
Right.
because it's a popular event.
I bet. And there are so many of those popping up, so it's good to know that it's in September.
And then in October, we have a dinner pickup, a macaroni dinner pickup.
And what is that?
And we do that at the Fireman's Field, right across from the Pasta Vita, over there in that section of town. You get online, you buy your tickets, children tickets and adult tickets, and it's a full macaroni dinner, including salad, a roll, dessert.
And you just come pick up.
And you
do
just come
people
pick up.
stay and eat, or you take it home? Is it
Take it home.
You take it home?
Yes.
That is so great.
We have a professional chef in the kitchen cooking, and all the Rotarians are there in a line putting things together, and our grandchildren are delivering to the cars.
I've got it. So now I'll have to find out the date on that one.
Yeah.
And if we can pull up the website, that would be great. But I know we're working on that too. But and then in other news, you also have the concerts.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
The concerts are a big one.
That's
in
a
fact,
big one.
they're starting tomorrow night. There are about 20 concerts available. They'll every Wednesday night up until the end of August, and there will be some Friday nights at the beach. So the Wednesday nights will be on the green in Old Saybrook.
By the Cape. Out that
By
way.
the Cape,
Right, okay.
in the field. Bring your lawn chair, bring your snacks.
Your dancing shoes.
Bring your dancing shoes, because the gazebo has a wonderful
I
new
love that
dance
part.
floor.
That's great.
So always
That's a nice
packed.
evening event, right?
It's a nice evening event. The Rotary, we participate in 5 of them. And when you see the Rotary tent, make sure you come up to us.
Great point.
Because we have goodies to give away.
Okay, that's a good point to know. And our first one's tomorrow, which
First
is
one's
the
tomorrow.
12th, June 12th. Would they start at 5:30?
6:30.
6:30 they start.
6:30 to 8.
And here's an example of the, here is the website that people can see and go on to that would tell us all about the Rotary.
Yes, it's www.osrotary.org.
Right, so that would be important for people to know. How would people actually get involved with the Rotary? How would that even happen?
Right here on the site, you can click on Contact Us.
Oh yeah.
And when you click on Contact Us, it will give you a form to fill out. You can fill out that form. Or you can go to About Rotary, and under there it will give you information on when and where our meetings are.
Meetings are, right.
So it's a great directory to go to. Is it there, or maybe it's under Club
right.
Activities?
It's, yeah.
I would
Yeah,
try
club
Activities.
activities, that would be so great. And the
Meeting schedule right
right,
there,
okay.
right on top.
Right, so you have all this here
We
and
have-
some of the events. So
This is the picture showing right here.
Yeah.
I believe it's one of our students from the Student of the Month, because this is a Saybrook Point background.
and that's where they have it. It's interesting to note the times because people need to know 7 in the morning. Not every Wednesday, but every Wednesday's a meeting, but there are 2 of the Wednesdays.
2 of the Wednesdays, first 2 Wednesdays of the month at 7.
At 7.
And the second 2 at 12, and the 5th, if we have a 5th, is always a social, and the socials are very fun.
It was so fun. We just had one, and it was very well attended, and a lot of fun, as you said.
Yeah, and we try to have meetings accommodating for everybody. We have a lot of young Rotarians coming in right now, and who knows what we might have to do to adjust to that, because there are a lot of working people out there.
Right.
And then we have our retirees as well. But with those 2 7 a.m.s and 2 12 p.m.s, they seem to be working, and then our social.
And the social.
But I'm thinking one of my goals might be to have more socials this
Oh,
year
see, as
coming up.
incoming president, that's in your ball court there, so you could do that.
That's right, that's right.
We had the shredding day, which was wonderful, again in the rain, but there's so much that the Rotary gets involved in. That is amazing. And now the concerts you're sponsoring, 5 out of, I don't know how many there are, they're like 8, right?
Right.
Whatever,
right.
but you're 5.
There's about 20 concerts.
20 concerts. And but at the ones that you're sponsoring will be the tent.
We are the lead sponsors, so
Okay.
we're actually sponsoring all of them.
Okay.
And then they have the sub sponsors. And so each one, like say
Right.
Penny Lane Pub might be there for one, and
Oh,
this
I
one
see.
might be there for one.
Right.
So
Yeah.
You might get lucky and have 2 sponsors at once.
At once.
Yeah.
And it's 6:30 to what, 8:30?
6:30 to 8.
To 6:30 to 8. So the kids could come.
The kids are so happy.
And they have, do people bring their dinners? And
they do.
Some they do?
They do.
That's
They
great.
bring their dinners, their refreshments.
That's great.
And then when the Coast Guard band is playing, we plan on giving out ice creams from the Rotary.
So something
that
special.
That's a very special.
That's a very special one.
Yeah.
Nancy, this has been helpful. Now, there are dues though, right, for the Rotary?
Yes, they are.
Yep.
Yep. And they basically cover what we need for business-wise. We also have a district and our international. So part of it goes to district and part of it goes to international.
This has been so exciting.
Well,
I want to thank
so
you
much.
again. And I'm glad we got to see the website because people can find out more information and join. It's an amazing
definitely.
organization.
There's a lot more I could talk about, so
I
maybe I'll come back again.
We might have to do that.
Okay.
Thank you for tuning in today. If you have any questions for us or any feedback, I'd love to hear it at surethingsct.gmail. Love to hear from you. Till next time, bye.